Hi Clay, good evening.
Good evening, guys.
Thanks for joining us.
No problem.
Yeah, we hear the recording in progress. You can go ahead and. Yes. Yeah, you're the chair.
Oh, we're gonna start right now?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I will open the public hearing on the application submitted by Douglas Mendoza.
Sorry, Commissioner, you start off with the agenda roll call.
Roll call. Approval agenda.
Hello. No. That'd be Chair Dushbeck.
Here.
Secretary Finelli,
Here.
Commissioner Bachman,
Here.
Commissioner Schroeder.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Approval agenda,
I move to approve the agenda.
public hearing.
Oh, you gotta wait for a second. I will second the motion.
Public hearing.
We all have to leave.
I
do too.
So now you'll call, you guys gotta bear with us. This is like one of the first times the CBOA has ever met. So.
2 years.
So now you call for a vote.
Call for a vote.
Yeah, I was gonna approve the agenda.
Yeah, so all those in favor.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion carries.
All right.
We can proceed now with the public hearing portion.
No, that's the other paper. Oh, okay.
I'll now open the public hearing on the application submitted by Douglas Mendoza for a tattoo studio on the property located at 204 Second Street in Paonia, Colorado, 81428, to appeal denial of the opening of the tattoo studio. The purpose of this hearing is to provide public forum for all interested parties who wish to comment on this application before the zoning board of adjustments and appeals. Procedure of the public hearing is as follows. First, all documents, including the denial, are included in the packet. Next, there will be a 5-minute presentation by the applicant. After these two presentations, we'll allow members of the public to speak for up to 5 minutes. All testimony must be presented at the lectern after you give your full name and address. We'll swear you in. Please do not repeat points made by others, but it is fine to say that you agree or disagree with the comment previously made. Please direct all of your comments to the zoning board of adjustments and appeals and not to the town staff or the applicant. After reviewing public comments, we will allow the applicant and the town staff an opportunity to respond and answer any questions raised by the public comments. I will then turn the matter over to the zoning board of adjustments and appeals, and the commissioners may ask questions of anyone who testified. We will not ask questions during the presentation. Finally, I will close the public hearing and the zoning board of adjustments and appeals and discuss the matter and may take some kind of action. Once the public hearing has been closed, no further comment from the applicant or the public will be taken. However, the zoning board of appointment adjustments and appeals may ask for advice from the town attorney. Public hearings are recorded for the public record.
Yeah, you asked if there was proper notification. Our answer.
Do we have proper notification?
Yes, we do.
The commission members have any disclosures?
No.
Would the town administrator like to add anything in addition to the information already included in the packet? Any staff comments?
Just what's been admitted in the packet.
The applicant or the applicant's representative, please come up to the podium, state your name, address for the record, and take the oath.
My name is Douglas Mendoza, live at 34901 Stucker Mesa Road in Hotchkiss. What else was I supposed to do?
You swear to tell the truth in this matter,
Oh, yes, absolutely.
and please make your presentation.
Good evening, and thank you for your time. My name is Douglas Mendoza, and I'm requesting a zoning variance to allow a small tattoo studio at 204 Second Street here in Paonia. I understand that variances are granted only where a strict application of the code creates practical difficulty, and I believe that this is the case here. The practical difficulty arises from the use classification, not from the building itself. The structure is a small enclosed commercial space originally designed and used as a dentist's office. This design is best suited for a quiet, appointment-based personal service, in my opinion. Because tattooing is not explicitly listed in the use table, the strict application of the code effectively prevents a low-impact personal service such as this from operating in a space that is otherwise ideally suited for it. The variance I am requesting is minimal. I'm not asking for extended hours, increased signage, outdoor activity, or changes to parking or density. I will maintain regular posted business hours, operate entirely indoors, accept walk-ins when available, and comply fully with all Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment regulations. I will also only tattoo clients 18 years of age and older. Granting this variance would not harm the public good. The business will generate minimal traffic, no noise, and no environmental impact. It functions similarly to a small barber shop or salon, both of which are already allowed in the district. And it is my hope that to not only serve Paonia, but all of Colorado. Giving people another reason to visit this beautiful community. Finally, this hardship was not self-created. The limitation exists because the code does not clearly classify tattooing. Not because of any action on my part. I am simply seeking reasonable use of an existing commercial building in a way that is consistent with its design, its history, and the character of downtown Paonia, a Colorado arts community. For these reasons, I respectfully request approval of the variance. Thank you. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Just proceed with the script.
Okay,
The next step would be public comment.
public comment, okay.
Yep, thanks for your presentation. I'll now open the public comment portion of the public hearing.
We swear in each person.
I am, do you want me to sign on here?
Please.
I'm Chelsea Lookout. I live at 608 Orchard Avenue. I'm the owner of the building and I would just like to encourage that this variance be given. Obviously, when these types of things are happening, it's not only a hardship for this man trying to open a business in the community, but it is for us as well, as we rely on our building being rented. And when it's not, that's a hardship on us as well. I had a couple questions about the denial to begin with. There was some statements around a conflict because it would be appointment only and that not being consistent with the zoning of this particular part of town. And I guess I would just like to question that because there's several other massage therapists who operate on an appointment only basis in the downtown corridor. So I don't know if that needs to be revisited, but that doesn't seem consistent with actual businesses that are operating in the downtown right now. And as Mr. Mendoza mentioned, the building originally was a dentist office, which clearly was changing people's physical self. Taking out teeth, putting in teeth, all of those kinds of things, and I feel like the need to comply with the Department of Health is kind of like supersedes whatever needs to be done to the town of Paonia, so in my opinion, everything that he needs to do to be able to operate a safe tattoo shop, there's much more that he needs to do than just be able to get a business license, and so it feels like that should have been a very easy thing to accomplish, so. I would like to ask that be approved, and I definitely would like him to not have to be and put in another financial burden for that to have to happen. I think being able to apply for a business license and have that approved is plenty financial burden enough. And there was a question around rezoning, and I guess I had a question about that as the building owner, that we would not necessarily want to rezone the building for a rental that then might change and then would be rezoned it back. So there were just a lot of questions that came up around that.
Thanks for your comment.
Thank you.
John Larson, I live at 608 Orchard Avenue in Paonia. Swear to tell the truth.
Oh, I like to.
I don't want to repeat those from the weekend. Everything that Chelsea says, I agree with 100%. I'm her partner, partner in owning the building as well. We've worked with Doug to help him get this business open. He's been an excellent tenant so far. And I feel like he's really going through jumping through every hoop to make this happen. And I think from an art standpoint, this is a great addition to Paonia. I think people will like it. I think his business is going to do well. And again, I'm just here to support him and hope that you guys will approve the variance. Thank you.
Can we ask a question or is? Okay. Thanks for the comment.
You go ahead.
Hi there, Ed Vaughn, 40160 Matthews Lane, Paonia. Also the owner of Nito Restaurant, which is in the same building that Doug will be just wanting to open up his tattoo studio. I just wanted to.
So can you wait, you gotta swear in.
Oh,
Do you swear to tell the truth?
I do. I just wanted to say that I'm in favor of the tattoo shop opening. I think that, the small businesses downtown, it's a struggle to make ends meet down there at all times. So I think that anything that we could do to increase people coming into town would be helpful to all the businesses in the surrounding area. I'd also like to just mention that I have been getting tattooed for 20 years myself. I've been in numerous tattoo studios all over the United States. And I've spent a fair amount of time talking with Doug, and he has a lot of experience and knows exactly what he's doing. His shop is beautiful, and I think that he would be a total asset to our downtown.
Thank you for your comment.
Hi, my name is Eric Sunderman. I live at 223 Grand Avenue, apartment number 3. And I, along with Dave, we co-own.
Sorry, sir.
Oh, I'm
Sorry,
sorry.
swear in.
Do you swear to tell the truth on this matter?
I do. Dave and I own the record store and music shop, Cool Music on the corner. And I just wanted to come here to support the opening of this shop. I think it's a great addition to the downtown district, to the art scene. We opened our business in May, and we've had a very successful and great first year. We think there's something happening in the district right now, and I think that Doug's shop will be a very welcome addition to it and to the overall arts direction of the town. I think it's worth noting that the North Fork Valley Creative Coalition, there's a tattoo shop in Hotchkiss called Needle Rock Tattoo that is a part of that coalition. So there is precedent for tattooers. There's tattooers in this community already. I just think it would be a very welcome addition. And like Ed, I've been getting tattooed. My arms are covered in tattoos. I've been getting tattooed for the last 15 years of my life by world-class artists all over the world. And I've had a long conversation with Doug, and I'm excited to get work done by him. I think he will bring people here, and it'll be a welcome addition to the town.
Thanks for the call.
Lindsay Cusick at 40160 Matthews Lane in Peonia, and also a business owner here in town of Nido. And yeah, I agree with.
I'm sorry.
And I swear to tell this. I agree with everything that's been said. Body art facilities, including tattoo, are respected businesses in so many communities. I'd say the majority of communities, and definitely add to the vibrancy and the arts culture and of communities and downtown areas, which, as we all know, our downtown area has struggled on and off. So any addition to that, I'm in favor of. I'm also just in favor of the town supporting small business owners, entrepreneurs, and not putting up any unnecessary.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is David McClellan at 322 Grand Avenue here in Peonia, and I do swear to tell the truth. I just want to express my support for Doug and the business venture that he's on. I'm also a business owner here in town, a small business owner. I want to see fairness applied to any business that tries to operate here, and I've been through the use codes and I've seen some of the documentation that was used to deny the individual, and didn't, without getting into too many details, because I don't have the paperwork in front of me, I didn't see a lot of consistency in what was outlined in the denial versus existing businesses in town that already operate. And so I was in the same district that already operate, in terms of considering businesses that operate on appointment, businesses that do work with personal services or body work and things like that. I didn't see his business as being inconsistent with other existing operations, and so I just want to express support and hope that the code can recognize that it should be a permitted business.
Sure, cool. Any additional comments? Once or twice. Does the applicant wish to have any further comment?
I still swear to tell the truth. These people are great. I barely know anybody here, but everybody here is awesome, and I just want to be part of this team. Thank you.
Anything further from town staff?
Yeah, I do. So there's a couple of items that I want to be clear on. So first, this isn't a variance. This is an appeal of an administrative decision. Which is really, we've got to be really careful because we're not setting policy with this decision. We're appealing a decision that was made administratively. So that's a really important thing to know. Second, there were some questions that I am going to address. as far as making an argument that there are other shops that might be existing within the C1 area outside of the zoning code, that's not what I would consider an affirmative defense. What you guys have to be focusing on is whether you've heard testimony tonight and what was submitted by the applicant, that you've been compelled that a tattoo studio fits into the personal service shop definition and fits within the intent of the C1 district. So that's what that's kind of where your decision has to fall. So if you believe that there was enough, evidence supporting that fits into a tattoo shop, excellent. That's what you base your decision on. I do want to also point out that code enforcement is still relevant. So those places that might be operating outside of our zoning jurisdiction or outside of the zoning code, there are active code enforcement things going on. So just be aware of that as well. And then what you've also got to think of is when you're looking at our zoning code, while other communities might have a different zoning code, we have to look at what our zoning code says. And again, if there has been enough compelling testimony tonight, enough evidence that has been supported to fit a tattoo shop within C1 designation, that's what you'd be basing your decision on. Looking specifically for this property, not others.
Okay, thank you.
Can we actually disclose what is the C1 zoning and what's the requirements and the intent? I mean, can we?
It's right here.
Yes, so that was provided in, so if you'd like me to read it,
Yeah, could you please?
the subject property is located within the C1 Commercial Core District, which has a specific intent stated under PMC Peonia Municipal Code, section 6270, which is to provide for the orderly development of commercial, governmental, educational, and cultural facilities that are characteristic of downtown areas and promote comparison shopping and pedestrian activity in the core area. The district is not intended to be business oriented to the automobile or requiring extensive ground level floor area.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't have any further questions from staff. Is anybody else?
No. We'll now close the public comment portion of the public hearing. Comment about the public hearing record before we turn to commissioner questions and deliberation. I want to state that the documents included as part of the record for this public hearing include all applicant materials submitted by the applicant, all materials included in the packet, all written referrals with public comments received regarding the application, the notice of hearings in the town ordinance. Does anybody have any objection to the inclusion of these items in the record? No. Question to the commissioners. Who'd like to begin?
And this is where we ask your questions.
I'll start. Okay. Thank you very much. You go by Doug, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for your presentation, Doug. I really appreciate that. That's very informative. I didn't have a chance to, read through the application, read the letter that came from staff, the denial letter, read your follow-up information. And then thank you for the presentation, as well as thank the public for their presentations here. I think what I'd like to have a discussion about amongst the zoning board here is second to find my notes. Okay, here we go. Is the definition of the personal services within the town code under C1 zoning district? And Stefan had just read it to us here. When I looked at this, I actually went through and I noticed that there's an use table in code, list of a whole bunch of things, and one of the uses it talks about is the personal service shops. And so I wrote that down straight out of the town's code. Personal service shops, including barber, beauty shops, shoe repair, self-service laundries, travel agencies, etc. So when I read this, my first, go ahead.
No, I'm.
Oh, yeah, okay, thanks. when I read this, my first impression is it says the word et cetera. And et cetera, it was the only case where I saw et cetera in that entire code. And of course, I'm not very smart, so I used the dictionary function on my computer to look up et cetera, which means I think it's Latin or something, and other similar things. So, and the other definition part was it was used instead of giving a complete list. So the way that I interpret the table in the town code is we have a whole bunch of uses by right, we have a whole bunch of things that are not allowed in C1 zoning district. And we have this personal services with all these different things, et cetera. So that tells me that the intent when that was put together was to, we don't know all the uses that could fit under personal services. And it also tells me that there's a latitude to interpret the word of et cetera, meaning that if we can find a fit that this particular use fits within personal services, then it should be allowed by the code. So that's kind of the rabbit hole, I guess I dove down for that matter. And so, you know, in looking at some of the trying to understand exactly what personal services would be, I didn't find a definition within our code here. Sometimes there's definitions in the front. So I took the liberty to, again, use my computer at home and I typed in personal services, and it turns out that I think this language is fairly consistent in a lot of codes that says something allowed of the order of, you know, barbershops, beauty shops, hair salons, et cetera. So I think that's very consistent throughout a lot of these codes here. I did find actually one code in, I think it was California, that actually had a personal service, and they actually had a tattoo parlor as a subset of that. And so that's kind of was something that helped me to believe that, you know, a personal service really kind of did follow that. And I think if you think about how a personal service, like let's say someone's gonna get their hair done, you know, they typically book an appointment. They might have a walk in and talk to the stylist or so, like that will say, hey, I can work you in tomorrow, come back tomorrow or so. I can see a tattoo shop working the very same way, you know, if there's availability, you walk in, great. But chances are more than likely, you're gonna have some time where you're gonna consult with your tattoo artist. And you know, figure out what design you want. They're gonna come up with a conceptual design, and then you're gonna book a time and do it. So I see it as a kind of a hybrid between both a walk-in type of business that's gonna be open on a regular basis, as well as a you know, by appointment only. So that's kind of the expectation that I've seen. So I think that's, I'm gonna stop right there and let you guys talk. I have some other comments, but why don't you guys go ahead and deliberate now too. Thank you.
I think you should, if no one has questions, I think you should go ahead and close the meeting and then we'll discuss.
Oh, I thought we did close the public meeting.
No, that was just public comment that was closed.
Oh. I thought it was up to deliberations.
No, we're still at questions.
Oh, okay.
That's okay.
Any other questions, comments? Hearing none.
With the attorney as well.
The attorney's online. If you have any questions.
No.
Well, do you have any comment on this?
Do I have any comments?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Did you ask if I have any comments?
Yes.
No, I don't have any comments at this time.
Hearing none, I will now close the public hearing and turn the matter over to the zoning board of adjustments and appeals for consideration of the resolution listed on the agenda.
Say it.
Oh, if there was a pot shop there, for God's sake, a tattoo parlor is awesome.
And I tend to agree with everything that you said about personal services. To me, this fell right in the middle of what's considered personal services. And again, you can walk in, make an appointment. Lots of the businesses operate the same way in the C1 district. So yes, I think this is a great use of that.
Let's see, where we at here?
There's no further discussion.
No further discussion by the zoning board of adjustments and appeals. I'd like to entertain a motion.
Okay, so I guess maybe just a question from staff, if we. I'd like to make a motion, but if I want to make a motion, how do I make a motion that would basically, I guess, overturn the administrative denial? Would I just say it as I've said basically there?
This is a good one for the attorney.
Okay. Hello, could you help me formulate a motion? If possible.
Sure, your motion would be, you have multiple motions if you're wanting to make a motion. Because this is an administrative decision-making, basically you follow the same procedure loosely as the variance. A motion would look something along the lines of, I move to reverse the decision of the, I move that we reverse the administrative decision made regarding the applicant's application for the tattoo parlor. You would need 4 votes. In the opposite, you could move to enforce the administrative decision made to reject the application for the tattoo shop. I mean, it could be something as simple as that.
Okay, so I think I heard the first part of it, which says like we could make a motion to reverse the administrative denial, which would essentially allow the business to move forward. Is that correct?
Right. You could say it the same thing twice, basically to clarify, and you could say that you reverse the administrative decision to deny the applicant's the application for the tattoo shop and allow the tattoo shop, and or you reverse the decision and approve the applicant's improve the applicant's tattoo shop. So it'd be saying the same thing because the application was denied. If you reverse that decision, it would be an approval. But if you want to clarify, there's nothing wrong with that.
Sure. Okay. Interesting here. So I move to reverse the administrative denial that was for memorandum that was addressed to Mr. Douglas Mendoza on 11/13/25. This administrative denial specifically denied the use of the tattoo shop, and if our zoning board of adjustment votes to approve this motion, then this will allow the applicant to move forward with an approval of their tattoo shop. How does that sound?
I think it's fine.
Did you get all that?
Do we have a second?
Okay.
I'll second that.
I'll serve that.
Okay, so you want to call a vote then?
Yeah. All in favor?
Oh, question. Is there any, maybe any deliberation? Yeah.
No, we're already did that.
It'll be a roll call.
Okay, when I call your name, just say A or nay.
Okay.
Okay, how do you vote on this? Chair Fishbeck?
Hey,
Secretary Finelli?
Okay,
Commissioner Bachman?
Aye.
Commissioner Schroeder?
Hey,
The motion carries.
Would it be possible, I would like, if possible, to make a motion that this issue, the issue of personal services be brought up to the board, to the commissioners or whoever, or the board of trustees or whoever, to change the code to specifically include tattoo.
So we're in the middle of a land, like a
Right.
land use update, which it would make sense. Clay, is that appropriate with this? It wasn't agenda, but.
No, I don't think, I mean, I think the zoning board can give direction and or get on a BOT agenda, but that wouldn't be appropriate for the zoning board issue that's before us today, because that would be basically setting policy without giving direction and or putting it on the agenda, and we can't do that. So the narrow focus of the ZBOA hearing today was to determine whether or not to approve or reverse the administrative decision made. And it sounds like that's been done, but certainly it's within the ZBOA's authority to put that onto, or request to put that onto a BOT agenda and ask the BOT to direct an ordinance be drafted to affect the same.
I would move that this issue, say it again, please, I can get it.
No, I'm sorry, ma'am. What I'm saying is you can't really make that motion here.
Okay, okay.
But the board, of course, can approach staff and ask for for this to be put onto an agenda item for a BOT discussion and our work session, however the staff decides and the BOT decides to handle it. And that would be something, because that would be setting policy and amending an ordinance, we'd have to properly notice that.
Right, so I cannot make a motion to ask the administrator to put this on an agenda?
I mean, no, it wouldn't be a motion. You can ask staff or get with staff to direct or request that, which would be appropriate, but you don't need to do it in a formal setting, and it wouldn't be appropriate, at this public hearing.
All right, thank you.
But that's not that doesn't mean that avenue isn't closed to you. It just means that, it's not appropriate for it to happen here.
Got it. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
There's nothing else you can adjourn me.
Adjourn your meeting.
I'm gonna take a photo of
The
that.
meeting is adjourned.
My wife's excited. She can walk in. The meeting has been adjourned.
Okay, thank you.
It's all good tattoos.